Welcome to this Friday night Personal Development Institute. I am Coach D. Billy Hughes, and it's a pleasure to be coming to you on this Friday. Wonderful. Let me say this. It's wonderful Friday evening. It's a pleasure to be coming to you. I'm looking at all my monitors to make sure everything is set. We welcome you. Once again, this is not a church or religious platform, but it is a Christ-centered and Christ-based platform. I want you to do something for me. I want you to begin to share. Thank you so much for, that's my mom, Dolores McCray, glad to have you. Others that's on other platforms, we welcome you. We welcome you, especially our YouTube platform, which we're building that platform. So we're so excited to be coming to you on tonight. I need you to do something for me to help us out. Go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel on this and the other platform. Make sure you push like. At times when people make good comments, I will bring them up on the screen. Okay? Maybe afterwards, there's so many different things happening. I do a few news commentaries possibly at the end of the show. So let's get into this and let's unpack. The sovereignty of God is a doctrine that the religious community have taught for years and have not. Dr. Sutton, God bless you. You're from Kentucky. Now, once again, if you pop on and I don't say anything, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms. No, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, counting. I'm on 6 platforms. I've been saying 5 and I'm counting. I am on 6 platforms. So I can't see all with 4 monitors, 5 monitors, really, including my phone. So I can't see everything. So if I don't say anything when you come on, I welcome you and I'm glad that you're on with us. Let's unpack this. You're going to have a better understanding, really, what sovereignty is, the sovereignty of God is all about. Okay. First of all, the word sovereignty is not used in the King James Bible. It is used 303 times in the Old Testament of the NIV. So you won't find the word sovereignty in King James. You'll find it 303 times in the NIV, but it always used in association with the word Lord. And it's equivalent to the King James Version, Lord God. Not a single one of those times is the word sovereign used in the manner that it has come to be used in religious day to day. People say God is in full control. One thing, let's get into this. There is mindset, beliefs, choices, concept, precepts, perceptions of things, legally, politically, country, Israel, Hamas. All of these are mindsets and belief. Even Hitler, that's the power of words. You got to understand the power of words. Whatever is put out there causes people to believe and causes an uproar. Even racism. Racism is just distorted information, not knowing that we're all one. We're all one. One of the laws of the universal laws is the law of one. We're all connected. We're connected to the plants. We're connected to the animals. We're connected to people of different backgrounds, of different cultures, of different races. We're all connected. And that's what the problem is. Most people don't understand the law of oneness, that we're all one with him, one with the universe. Then for some quite time, and it's because they didn't fully understand. They really didn't. You have to understand, you can't separate God and science. God is science. Science is God, because God made creation. God made science. Many individuals, I don't know about now, but I know at one time what they told us, and don't get involved with science and God, because they didn't understand God, okay, and science, and how research is progressing. What we knew 100 years ago, we have progressed medically. There are researchers always researching to make our life better, and the universal God downloads, uploads information and inventions and ideas into the minds of people. You have to get rid of your religious mind to really understand God, because religion will have you here or have you there, have you believing this, believing that you're better than somebody. Every religion has some truth. You can take pieces. There's no one religion. I'm a little talking on the religion. I think my Aunt Betty is on too. Hey, Aunt Betty. Religiously, we can't corner the market that we got it, and all those folks are wrong, and this one is wrong. This denomination. There's truth everywhere. You can't take God and put him in one box, or one church, or one denomination, or one organization, or reformation, whatever you want to call it. He's bigger than that. I think the Bible was translated 760 times, something like that. There's over 700 times in different languages, different cultures. We understand the written word, and we interpret it mostly from our culture. So that means 700, and it's still the greatest book. But I'm saying that to say that no one group, no one organization, or no one denomination can say that we got it, this is it. No. Even if they teach that, you run, because it can become cultish. Understanding that he's a universal God, for he loved the world. I was telling somebody earlier that even I did it. I didn't understand. Those folks out there, they don't have nothing. Those folks in the world. What do you mean, those folks? We're all God's people. Black, white, rich, or poor, it doesn't matter who they are. Even in Israel, Palestinians and Hamas, they're confused, but they're still God's people that just have not been awakened. But the confusion is all over religion and beliefs. So I mentioned earlier, when we talk about the sovereignty of God, there is a certain authority that we have on the earth, and there's certain things that God cannot do without us. That's how he set it up. Sovereignty means supreme, paramount, which he is. But there's still things that he's given us control over. So when you see people dealing with certain things, oh, that's God. God's doing this, and God, all the lives that are destroyed over, and the bombs and the lives that were destroyed, and well, they ain't got nothing because they're not a part of your religion. They don't have nothing, right? Wrong. People are people. We're all his people. For God so loved the world. They just haven't been awakened. And you can't judge people because they're not. I don't judge any religion. There's truth everywhere. I study the Quran. There's truth in that. You know, I study other things. Hindu, I study it. There's truth everywhere. And you cannot have such a narrow mind that is only in your religion. No, that's your, and it's okay if it is, if that's what you believe or if that's your truth, then that's fine. But don't knock another man. Don't knock this denomination. And I understand denominations, most of them are very confusing, but there's truth everywhere. I don't knock my foundational religious experience. I've grown from all of that. Let me say that. I've grown from it. It gave me the basics of a foundation, but I've grown from that and understand who I am and understand that God is in me. Okay? I am he, I'm him, he's me. He's doing everything through me. Before Abraham was, I am. So my understanding, my spiritual understanding of God is greater than it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. I've grown. I understand this thing. I'm understanding. We never can figure it out. We can't control it. We can control our actions. The reason why we can control it, because many times it involves other people. But let's get into this. Religion has resulted in the invention of new meaning of the word sovereign, which basically means God controls everything. He doesn't control everything. He's supreme, but there's certain authorities that he's given us, certain things he can't do without us. One thing is whatever you bind, these are laws, kingdom laws, universal laws, cosmic laws, spiritual laws. Whatever you bind, it's bound. He can't bind anything. And y'all are begging. And the greatest messed up concept that they've given y'all is when it comes to pray. You pray about everything. That's what they told me to. Just pray about it. Pray about it. No, you got to think about it and see where part you're playing in creating the problem. And out to say you can't solve a problem with the same old mindset. You can't do that. And many of y'all so religious, you don't even enjoy your life. And it has to be a balance. You can't be too not spiritual, and you can't be too spiritual. And there's not a balance because you're missing the great things in life. And then many times coming up, we were trying to recruit folks. So you need to get your life together and go to church. They can't do anything till they get their mind together. And then when you go in a religious experience, you don't really get anything. You don't get it. Let's be honest. You get lots of hollering and entertainment, but you don't even get nothing that can really change your life or who you are or the presence of God within you. It's the God in you, as you, through you. Can I say it? God in you, as you, through you. Okay? The definition of sovereign means paramount, supreme, having supreme rank of power. He has that. He is that. Okay? But none of these definitions mean that he controls everything. He said, whatever you bind on earth will be bound. Nothing he can do if you don't bind it. Y'all are praying and begging and pleading instead of taking authority. The authority that he'd given us on planet Earth. He'd given us the power of choice. If he was in full control, then don't pray, don't believe for nothing, just whatever. Let it happen. No. I was mentioning to a friend of mine earlier, even when it came to the spy, this is a little more, I don't want to say religious, it's more of a spiritual show tonight. I don't like saying religion. I don't like religion. I'll say spiritual. Okay. And I was saying, what was I saying? I forgot that quick. I was saying, when it comes to God and the sovereignty of God, the way they teach it, the doctrine of it, it makes you feel like everything bad or good happened, he did it. It's not true. There's certain authority. I want to keep saying this. Dr. Sutton, there's certain authority that he's given us. Israel, he wanted Israel to be led by the prophetic. They wanted a king. He gave them what they wanted. Their battles, a lot of their battles was a result of them wanting a king. He gave them what he wanted. He gave what they wanted. You have to understand this sovereignty thing. If it's sovereign, I mean, don't use my faith. Just lay down and lay around. Whatever happened, it happened. Just whatever should be. Whatever whatever it's supposed to say. And this has have put people in a place in life that they do nothing but look for somebody to do it for them. Let me say something. I can't get into details, but you can't tell a young girl that just got raped, don't worry about it. God in control. Can't tell her. I can't mention the details, but one of my somebody I know, somebody that I'm coaching and mentoring, their daughter, this person's daughter was assaulted sexually by a pastor. I often say on my show, you're not safe in those places. You got to find a place where you're safe. If you're going to be a part and all into the religious community like that, you got to find a place where you're safe. I often say this. It's not as safe in the religious communities as it used to be. And let me tell you something. Look at me. If you've gone through some trauma or drama in I'm going to say this. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to say this is my show. I say what I want to say. You've been sexually abused by a leader. Tell it. Don't hide it. And hiding it allows other people to get damaged. It doesn't stop them. If it's a preacher, tell it. Let me be honest with you. I don't care who don't like it. It's disturbed me today. And the way that it was done was very manipulative. Very manipulative. Coming and the person is at this point, they're afraid to even tell anybody. Oh, he's a pastor. They'll believe you. But I'm not going to stop until it's told. Because it needs to be stopped. You go to church, you want to be safe. They say you want to be safe. You don't want to go in the preacher trying to mess with you and trying to manipulate you. You set boundaries. When you start seeing red flags, it's real. It's real. Keep telling you all, you got to be careful in these religious institutions because most of them, you're not safe and they don't care anything about you. It's for their own power and their own greed. I know people don't like what I say. I don't care. It's my show. Say what I want to say. Nobody pays my show and my company and my business. That's what pays the bills. That way I got the freedom to speak up. Don't hide. Listen to me. I'm very upset. Don't hide stuff. It was brought to me by someone that I'm coaching. I was very disturbed. And I told them, well, I had to tell them as a coach, the psychologist, it needs to be reported. It needs to be reported. I don't even want to get into how it was manipulated. I don't even want to talk about it because it's sickening. In the church, in the office, people don't, let me tell you, I'm going to be very honest with you. These guys, these preachers, they're not in it for ministry. They're in it for their own gain, to manipulate you, to mess with the women, to mess their lives up. Don't be. There's one scripture in the Christian Bible talk about silly. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. You know certain things you don't do. If you see yourself in a situation, get out of it. Get out of it. Then you're dating a preacher and he's married. He's not going to marry you. You're just a side piece, baby. He'll never marry you. In your life, I'm trying to help somebody. I'm disturbed. Your life is better than that. You're better than that. You wait, just do you. Let me say this. Get involved in doing you and building your life. Some of you need to go back to school to do your business. Get caught up in doing you. But be careful. Look at me. Be careful. Because once you get involved, your life is messed up. They tell all kind of lies. I'm gonna leave my wife. She done did this. She done did that. It's not true. It's a lie. If that's the case, go to the wife and say, well, your husband wanted to see me. He said, y'all breaking up and da. I just want to verify. Uh-oh. And what? We're not breaking up. So then you know. But you all don't do fact check. I said last week, I think. Do fact check. Do fact check. Go to a religious institution where you are safe, where there's soundness, there's progressiveness, and you're safe. You're not worried about going into the pastor's office and he's trying to do something to you. These guys are nasty. I'm going to say it. And if you're not careful, and they do it in the name of God, that's what rapists do. They make you feel like you've done something. You've done something wrong. Some of you, maybe I'm talking to somebody now. I'm talking as a coach. Don't hide it, because they keep doing it. And you could be the one to stop them from doing it. Tell them. To be very honest with you. That's the problem. You find people hide, don't say nothing, there's a whole lot of mess going on. And when my client brought it to my attention today, I was very upset. And I told him, report it. Because as a professional, that's my responsibility. To tell somebody, report it. Let's move on about the sovereignty of God. For example, now, if I talk to the person, I couldn't tell the person, oh, don't worry about it. God's in control. It was a God. It was a sick mind. Sick mind. The sick mind of a leader that's taking advantage. Don't let anybody take advantage of you sexually or financially in the religious community. Don't let nobody manipulate you. I say it all the time. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't do that. Wake up. It's not like it used to be. The leaders, most of the leaders, they're not in it because of ministry. They're not in it because of a real call. This is a more spiritual show tonight. I haven't done this. I don't think I've done it this year, but I feel to do it now. Because it bothered me when the client called and one of their loved ones were raped last night by the pastor in their office. Come on, y'all. It's serious. Oh, just look over it and forgive. No, I almost said something. The hell with forgive. I'm going to say it. The hell with forgive. It needs to be locked. Yes, I said. It's my show. I said, whatever. You don't go in there, go to another show. Need to be locked up and exposed in the office of a church. And people, well, they're human too. No, that's beyond human. That's a monster. I'm going on. I wanted to say that for the end of the show, but it came out. Now, hey, Sister Grace. I'm fired up, Sister Grace. Fired up. That client called and told me their loved one was raped in the church last night by a pastor. I wish I knew all the information after the person is grown. I reported myself because it's a part of my family. I reported myself. I don't care. Stop covering up stuff with people. That's not what religion and being a Christian about. Somebody being sexually abused, don't cover it up. Don't arrest it. Tell it. All right. Well, I said, without you talk like that, they won't invite. Oh, please. Okay, let me go on. The reason we talk about the sovereignty of God, the Lord gave us a freedom to choose. So he's paramount. He's supreme. But the word sovereignty, understand what I'm saying? Yes, he's paramount. He's supreme. But he's given us choice. He's given us a mind. He laid the plan. He laid the spiritual laws, cosmic laws, universal laws, the word. He laid it out. So if you don't abide by it, you go against the law, and that's what happens. The law of attraction works against you, works for you, and it works against you. So the things that are happening, even the Israel situation, there's something always going on against Israel. Israel is we're chosen people too. But there's a lot of biblical history there in the Jews. But they want the land. They want the land. There's religion, two things that causes the wars. Religion, and most of the time the land over there. They want the territory because it makes them more powerful. So you can't tell me God is in control with all of those thousands of lives. I think it was babies. I don't know if this is true or not. They said some of the babies had their head cut off, the wives. Come on. You can't go over there and tell them that. But you can bring them to that this is the minds and beliefs and perception of evil people, Hamas, the evil people. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not going, how can it get better and folks don't change their mind? And now I often say there's nothing wrong with God's church. What you're seeing out there, that's not him. That's man's institution. That's man religion. And religion, this program is a little bit more spiritual. I keep saying that. Makes the word of God of none effect. The do's and the don'ts to put on this. We kind of got a little beyond that. It's still a little beyond it. But it's still, they don't give you freedom to think. Religion will put you in a box. The denomination, this and that, becomes a pyramid. Are you listening to me? So you got to, y'all learn how to fact check. Read. You're not readers. Even everything that's going on, it still goes into the sovereignty of God. Even what we're dealing with we've never had a former president that just in the news every day. Come on. It's evil in the minds of the people. It's a wonderful world. I do news commentary. I watch the news every day, often. I'm on top of whatever. People, I don't watch no news, but you sit and watch movies. That ain't going to bring nothing. Nothing wrong with watching movies, but know what's going on around you. You can be an agent of change. Not just your vote. You don't know what you mean. What life is pushing you to do, to be, to have. But if you stay in that fear, if you stay in that religious mindset, become spiritual. If you stay in that religious mindset, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to get nothing. Everybody should have a piece of the pie. It ain't just the preacher should drive a Cadillac or Mercedes or Rolls Royce, whatever you want. You should be empowered with the teaching to do it too. It's available. They didn't just make one Mercedes. They didn't make one Cadillac. You don't have to believe God for a car. Are you serious? Well, I'm believing God for a car. You serious? A car? Your actions and faith and wisdom and knowledge can't move you. They're giving away cars now. Used to be a time you could take them and hide them if you didn't pay. But now they put a track on them. They can back it up. I don't care where it is. It could be in Timbuktu. They can get it. Grow up. Okay. So we're free moral agents, even Deuteronomy 30:19, but he doesn't make the choices of us. God gave us power to control our destinies. Even Adam, if he was sovereign to the point how the sovereign doctrine has been taught, again, sovereignty is not in there. And it's in the King James and NIV, which is good too. 303 times. Okay? If it was all like that, he wouldn't have said, choose who you're going to serve. If it's like, if he was in complete control, okay, what about people that have gone through this, are going through that? You can't tell them that. Overall, he's the supreme. He's the paramount. Are you listening to me? But he's given us a choice. He's given us a will. He put the information that we need to take this life and progress this life and update this life and upgrade, even in a greater way. In a greater way. Are you listening to me? But he still have given us authority. You bind it, I'll bind it. You loose it, I'll loose it. So why are you praying, but you don't use your authority? He said, whatever you bind, you complaining about this, complaining about that, you tell him, on and on. You get up and you bind that thing and leave it alone. Once you bind it, you go on. I don't care how it looks. In the spirit, the vibration of it has been bound. It may take a little time to kind of get it to the person's spirit, but you bind whatever it is, or you loose. It can't be loose until you loosen it. It can't be bound until you bind. It's a law. You have authority. He's got to do it through you. He's got to use your eyes. He's got to use your mind when the mind is evil, like they're going through in Israel, other things going through in D.C. Come on. These are unprecedented times. It's like they want to tear the whole country, the Constitution. It's almost like the British did in 1812. I think it was 1812, when they burnt that White House down. And here we are now. The British did that. Here we are now. It's happening within our own country. We do not have a speaker of the House. They got rid of Kevin McCarthy, and he should have. He thought the Democrats were going to save him. No. Now, what I haven't been on it a couple of hours. Scalise, he pulled out. I don't blame him. He's got a rare form of blood cancer. He didn't need the pressure. His wife probably told him, baby, we ain't going to do this. You're going to live a little bit longer. Okay. New guy. What's his last name? Scott. He appeared all of a sudden. I don't know. I can't mention it because I don't know much about him. I'm still talking about the sovereignty of God because all this stuff is going on. You got to understand. Where's the God's church we're moving in? I'm not talking about that church out there, the religious thing, but we're centered in, and we know how to come against these principalities and powers of spiritual wickedness in high places. Got to be what's going on. There's a spiritual wickedness. It has to be warfare, not begging and praying. Lord, come on down, do something. He got to come down. He's here. What do you say? I used to say this kind of crap too. I'm trying to help you understand what's going on. You can't just, and they're going to church and they're just shouting, ain't paying no attention to what's going on around them. That's what, you want to know why, what's going on? That's what the problem. We're not the salt. We're not impacting lives. We're recycling Christians. Preachers are preaching just to get an appointment to go somewhere. They're not giving you nothing to change your mind. It's entertainment. And I don't even listen to it. I don't listen to it. They're not saying anything. What are they saying? Nothing. Something 50 years ago that can't empower people now. No revelation. No revelation. The kingdom, the mysteries. Mysteries are nothing but the spiritual laws of the kingdom, cosmic laws, universal laws. How this world was established. Everything is in harmony but man. You haven't seen the sun and the moon fight. You don't see one tree fighting against the other tree. Boo, this is my space. No, it's mine. No, everything's in harmony. We're the problem. Why? Because the information that's going in our head from religion, from politics. Look at the MAGA, Make America Great Again. Look at them. They believe whatever that crew says, that right-wing crew says. Here's a president that has 91 indictments. When I say something, I'm not saying nothing religiously. I'm not saying nothing politically. Whatever you're a Democrat, I'm an independent. I consider myself an independent. Okay. Whatever's going on is serious. It's really serious. The sovereignty of God doctrine is the worst doctrine in the church today. They believe, if you don't, this is your first time on, just forgive me. I'm trying to help you. Okay. If this belief is true, then your actions are irrelevant. Your efforts are meaningless. What will be will be. If it's don't need to do nothing. If he's sovereign, he is. The word sovereign means supreme. That in the King James 303 times in the NIV, it just means Lord. Religion gave it this and that. He's everything. That he is. I said earlier, you can't separate God and science. God is science, and science is God because God is all God. People think God is just in church. Come on. Wisdom, Proverbs says, this program is a little bit more spiritual than normal, but I want to bring it out. Proverbs said, wisdom crieth in the streets. It didn't say in the temple. It didn't say just in the synagogue. It didn't say just in church. Wisdom is everywhere. If you open here, you're not going to get everything you need. And even the Bible don't tell us how NI and electric cars, but we have it as a base. But if those minds were stuck, we wouldn't be where we are. Those minds, those inventions, they invented. Nikola Tesla, I did a thing on him today. Just about any invention that's been around or is going to usually go back to Nikola Tesla. That's where Elon Musk got the Tesla car from. Came from Nikola Tesla's last name. I understand what I do. It takes courage to stand alone. It takes courage to speak up. It takes courage to talk to people and help people. Okay. So if it's a sovereignty the way religion have did it, all your efforts are meaningless. What would it be? If you believe God wills everything good or bad to happen to you, it may give you some temporary relief from confusion and condemnation. Okay. Good, bad. Oh, it happened. Come on. There's evil thoughts and people act out on it. Okay. When it comes to success, everybody, it's his will for everybody to be prosperous and successful, but it's up to you. Thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good what? that you have good success. Okay? If you look at it the way the sovereignty, the way religion look at it, it'll kill your faith. Because it figure, what's the use? There's no use of doing anything. It wasn't, sovereignty was not meant. They took it too far. He is supreme. He's paramount. Yes, he is. But he's given us authority. There's certain things he's given us to do. Certain patterns of thinking, education system. Look what's going on with that. You're not on top of this. You ain't gonna know what's going on. You're in your own little world, your own little religious world. Okay? He said, thou shalt make thy way prosperous. Thou shalt have good success. His word doesn't change. Psalms 89:34. It has to be done. It's his word is a law. Just like the law often say, like the law of gravity. The law of gravity doesn't change for you and I and nobody else. But I get up from this out of this studio, the law of gravity going. You see what I'm saying? Whether I want to put the ground, and the same thing of what I share. It's the law. You work the spiritual laws. My faith is not in religion. My faith is in the spiritual laws of Hebrew. Believe. What is belief? Thinking the thought over and over and over that becomes a part of your belief system. That's what a belief is. Help your unbelief. You got to help your mind. Can't help your unbelief unless you have the right information. You can't have the right faith without the right information. You got to expand your information. You expand your world. I just did a wake up. I made a show on it. You can't change your life if you don't change your mind. And you got in religious institutions don't deal with this. It don't deal with the heart, which is a subconscious mind. They don't deal with changing your thinking pattern. They want to change you outwardly and get you involved, have you to look like their denomination. You be you. When I come on my show, just the way I want to. I may have a t-shirt on. Well, I have to have certain colors on because I have a green screen. So you wonder why we're the red, the black, and the purple, because I have a green screen and certain colors I'm allowed to wear. Some colors will call the clash and I can't put up my photo. So that's why I do that. But I'm free. I'm free. That's the greatest thing. I am free. Dress how I want to dress. Eat what I want to eat. Do what I want to do. I enjoy my life. And it's time for you to start enjoying your life. You're taking care of the whole world. Hey, Brother David, you're taking care. Again, if I don't say anything, because I'm on 6 platforms, so I can't address everybody. But I'm still helping you understand what it means. The sovereignty, the doctrine of sovereignty, God was they took it overboard. And it make it seem like it's just don't do anything, just whatever. It was going all them folks being killed over there where they ain't got nothing. That's why they being killed. Things happen everywhere. Challenges happen everywhere. Okay? Okay. You've given us freedom of choice. There's no higher power greater than God. Okay? But he's given us that power. He transferred a lot of his power to his children. If you don't use it, you can use it wrongly. This is the results we're getting. The political folks, they're electing. Even the policemen, they're young. Used to be a time you had to be, I think, 25 to be a cop. Your brain don't develop until you get 25. Now you got them 21. They're cops. They haven't been here. They're fresh out of high school. They haven't understand life. They understand life. They give them a gun, nightstick, flashlight. Give them a car. I'm the police now. The same thing with those officers down. I think it was they just had in Fort Lauderdale, what, 17 officers? They got 7. I think it was 7. Right? It may have been 7. It may have been 17 officers that they arrested, indicted, because they was getting PPP money out. It's safe. You have to be careful. The police. Yeah, these were sheriff. They getting PPP money. Okay. Well, somehow because it used to be a time the policemen were mature. Now you give a 20, those cops in Memphis, those boys are 20, 21, 22, they're young. Don't have they give them what, 6, 8 weeks of academy? You can't do that and then give them a car and throw them out there. Go for it. No mental health training. Nothing with public relations. If there was a bully coming up, They was bullied coming up. Now you give them a gun, they're going to bully everybody. Okay? All right. Believing that God controls everything renders a person passive. That's why people in church, they misunderstood this doctrine. And you think everything, little thing, bad thing, worst thing happen. Oh, that's God. He gave us a mind. The person go out and do something, their mind, that evil mind or their good mind influence them to do it. He didn't make us robots. He gave us choices. He's able to do according to the power that works within us. So if you don't let it work, and you can't let it work without the power of thinking, that's the power, the Christ mind. And Christ is the power and the wisdom of God. I tell folks all the time, and it lives in an institution, I just need more power. You got him, you got all the power you need. You just got to get up and use it. I was telling a friend of mine earlier, even in the community of churches services, and they, if the service is high and excited, oh, he was there. It wasn't that he was there. It was just it was just an exciting emotional experience. If it's just quiet teaching, he's still there. Hey, Chrissy, he's still there. Okay. So you've got to go within and have not a religious experience. This is what confuses people with, really going within and awakening the Christ within, because you're looking at all of these churches, you're looking at all of these religion. Okay. You're looking at all of these religions, and you think, well, I'm confused. Is it in the Baptist? Is it in the Methodist? Is it in the Pentecost? Is it in the Lutheran? I don't know where it is. There's a little truth in every denomination. Buddhism, Hinduism, Muslims, the Quran. There's truth. There's truth. Okay. But you got to become spiritual minded. And this is not until you go with, if you don't go within, you'll go without. He's in you. He's a core. Like you're like a orange or something, not an orange or maybe a peach. There's a core, but there's different layers you got to go through before you get to the core of the fruit. And this is how you're made. Everybody is made with the God presence within them. I tell people, they say, well, who is God? Look in the mirror. He's expressing himself through you like no one else. Because he made you so different. That's why you fought so. And you're going through so much. And you're dealing with so much. It's because there's greatness in you. And there's a part of your own mind that's trying to stifle that God you, that success for you, that business you. Don't think business. I think corporation. Dealing in Hughes Personal Development Institute. I don't think it's just it's a corporation. It turned into a school, an institute. Okay, so you've gotta understand, becoming spiritual minded, that we have authority and we have a responsibility on the earth. He said, whatever you bind, he bind. Whatever you loose, he loose. That's what real prayer is, getting the reception mode that I got it. It's already done. And you begin to speak. I'm speaking in Jerusalem, in Israel, I'm speaking to their minds. There's not going to be peace. Because see, there's a scripture that says when you say peace, 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 there's going to be sudden destruction, because you're dealing with warped, distorted minds, same like Hitler. And people believe this stuff. So, there's a lot of interest and a lot of concern about Israel. A lot of concern about Israel. And not just Israel, but I'm concerned about America. I'm concerned about Israel, but I'm more concerned about America and what's going on in the House of Representatives. We don't have fears, Chris. That's Chris. That's somebody's friend of ours. No, we don't have fear. We don't say certain words cause different vibrations to begin to happen. I don't walk in fear. I walk in confidence because of who I am and who I serve. But I love everybody, and everybody, even Hamas, even they're still the presence of God within them. But they're distorted minds that cause it. What's going on in Washington? Here's what's happening. And even with the remapping, again, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I consider myself more of an independent. Okay. But the remapping of the districts is and it's a plan. Thank you. It's a plan to red all the states. All the states become red. I don't have a problem with the blue. I don't have a problem with the red. Okay, I understand Republican, I understand Democrat, but it has to, for the sake of the people, there has to be a bipartisanship concern somewhere. Okay, there has to be. No, Jim Jordan, no, absolutely not. From what Liz Cheney said today, he knew more about January 6th than anybody. This is why. How can you make him Speaker of the House and he was subpoenaed by Congress and never showed up? Come on. Almost 600 days since the subpoena and he never showed up. But you could Speaker of the House? Come on. Now, what could happen? I don't know if it would happen. It could flip. I heard Jeffries talking today very smoothly, very wisely, saying we're open. Because what could happen once they get to the floor, Democrats, because it wasn't so much, it wasn't the Democrats' job to save McCarthy. The same way it wouldn't be the Republicans' job to save Jeffries. Okay. So this is what could happen if they're not careful. Because one thing we know, he's a supreme God. Don't get me wrong. Well, with that we know. And when it comes to stuff like that, he's supreme God, but there's still a role that we have to play. Okay. So this is what could happen. They get to the floor. Okay. Scalise pulled out. I said that because he pulled out. He has a blood cancer. White family probably say, we don't need this. So what could happen is they vote Jeffries, somebody else. Who got 90? I said, thank you. My mother, she on top of things. So I think she said, I don't know who got 90 votes. Mama, let me know who got 90 votes. I don't know who's in Jordan or Scott. I think it's Scott. I think his last name is Scott. I didn't plan on doing any political today, but I need to know who got 60. So what could happen? It could flip. The House could flip. Jordan. So he went down. He had no, he didn't. He had 99 as of when they went behind to nominate him. Haven't voted him in yet. He had 99 votes. Scalise had 119. So he would have to, whoever gets the House Speaker, the Republicans, they would need 217 votes. Okay. Now, what could happen, again, I keep saying it, Jeffries, the Democrats that say Jeffrey, they nominate him to be the Speaker of the House. Okay, even though it's outnumbered by the Republican, but you've got some Republicans in swing states where Biden won. Okay, yeah, there are certain states where Biden won. So I listened to Jeffries, and he did it real smooth. Once again, I'm independent. Okay, so the other guy, okay, so he said something. He said, we're open. So what could happen? You could have 5 or 6 Republicans come to Jeffrey and say, hey, we want to get the House back open. We tired of the right-wing MAGA messing everything up. We got a problem in Israel. We can't give any money to Israel until the House is back open. So if Jeffries can get the Democrats, and I believe 6, 7, maybe not even that many, to come on board with the Democrat, they could flip the House. So it's an unprecedented time, but very, very exciting time to see what's going on. If they're not careful, the House could get flipped. If you can get 5 or 6, and it's about 2 things. Let me explain something to you. A friend of mine that used to be senator, representative in Michigan, he said something to me. It's about money. When you become a representative, period, when you become a part of Congress, your money goes up. They made a lot of money during Trump's time. Let's say a representative of Congress was making $3-4 million. And Trump came and he started making $10 million. It's all about money. That's why they want him back in. It's about control. Okay? So we're going to see. We're going to see what happened. We cannot. Again, Jordan knew more than, and Liz Cheney said he knew more than anybody that was connected with the January 6th. And how can we have a Speaker of the House that won't even respect a committee and report and respond to a subpoena? Okay? Our job is to imitate God. These are 501. So imitate. I like it. When you speak things, you come on. But you're afraid, you downplay it. Well, no. It's just what he said. You have authority. Psalm 116, 115 says, the heavens belong to the Lord, but the earth is given to us. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. What else I want to talk about? How many minutes I got? Oh, got 5 more minutes. Let's see what else is going on. So much is going on. Trump's fraud case, real serious. He doesn't have much. I told you last week they dropped him from the Forbes billionaire list. They dropped him from that. And with him, one thing about Trump is about his money. His ego is built on his money. His ego is blowed up because of his money. When you start showing that he don't have much money he claimed he have, he doesn't go well from my understanding. I think next week Michael Cohen is coming in, so he's planning to be back in court next week because Michael Cohen was his former fix-it man. That's what they call him, the fix-it man. He ended up going to prison. Trump throws everybody under the bus. Everybody under the bus. Giuliani, Rudy, I call him Rudy. ORS over 500. What? $500,000. I think it's 500,000. Yeah. Unpaid taxes. They put a lien against his brother. He's coming down too. Everything connected to Trump goes down. I don't understand it. And again, I'm not speaking Republican. I'm not speaking political, democratically. I'm speaking that you would be aware of what's happening. Rudy going down. America, he was America's prosecutor. Going down. Lawsuits. Can't even get a lawyer. Even the Georgia case. Can't get a lawyer. Your lawyer, what, $3.some million? Why? That's why you have to be careful who you attach yourself to come up. It's all about power. It's all about power. They don't care about the country. Trump doesn't even care about the Constitution. He said, do it with the Constitution. If we don't have a Constitution, we have nothing. We have nothing. Okay, you all. I did all my teaching. I did some political commentaries. Anything else? Anybody got any questions? Any comments? Good comments, positive comments? Any questions about anything? About the teaching, about what's going on politically? I'm on it all day, throughout the day, in between clients and everything, because I want to know. I want to be able to bring it to you all so you have a better understanding. Don't walk in fear. I don't walk in fear of nothing that's going, because one thing that I know, the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof. And I know where I stand. And he's supreme, but he's given us authority on the earth also. And we can use it. Be encouraged. Whatever you're seeing, remember, it's crazy. Not scary, Chris, but it's crazy. It's unprecedented. But unprecedented. But it's okay. It's okay. I was trying to think of something else. We've got that's not want to talk about that. One of our senators here in New Jersey. One over out in Colorado, they're trying to, the 14th Amendment, they're trying to not put his name on the ballot. He put a lawsuit in for the judge to drop the lawsuit. But the judge said, no, we're going to let it go through. So with this, several states, couple states are trying to do this for Trump, that he would not get his name. I don't really think that's going to fly anywhere in any state trying to get his name off the ballot, because it's in the Constitution, but they just don't say what to do or how to handle it. There's always amendments to the Constitution. So a lot of things have to be amended. We still have a base, just like the Bible is our base. We have a better understanding of life and things. We know more now than what they knew. You know more than what Paul knew. We know more than what Peter knew because we have advanced technology. Okay. All right. I think that's, I don't know. Oh, those that want to, okay, somebody just inbox me. If you want to support a company, a personal development company, and we're moving into news commentary, you gotta expand yourself. Just try stuff, y'all. When I launch out to do something, I don't consider what nobody thinks. I don't care what nobody thinks. It makes me no difference what they think. Because most people don't think, and they think they're thinking 20, 30 years how they've been thinking. I can't deal with that. I got to see progression because I know where I'm headed. I know things. You let me tell you something. Those that are watching, feel good about yourself. Like yourself. I don't care what life, whatever life brought you, it wasn't you. Whatever bad you did wasn't you. Something that vibrated out of you. But you got to love yourself. You can't change your life until you change your mind. This is why I got into mental health as a spiritual psychologist. Just helping people. Okay. If you want to, there's the information at the bottom. If you want to support our company, Dealing to Use Personal Development, there is the Cash App and there is the Zelle right now. Again, and those on YouTube, I'm building my YouTube. Everything, you start small, but think big. Why do you start small? Because there's lessons to learn as you scale the success ladder. You don't want to go from here, boom, up. This is why the universal God gives you a little money to see what you're going to do with it. Let me say this. You can't speak or pray money and then turn around and say, oh, it's tight. Money is tight. I heard a lady behind me and I had to dismiss it right away. I was in the store and she said, oh, money is tight. Oh my God. I immediately say, I cancel that. That's her truth. That's her truth. You have to understand certain things are people's truth, but don't make it yours. When people say that, don't agree. Oh yeah, money is tight. And you want money? I had somebody tell me the day there was mentioned, was talking about something, and it was a $15,000 project, some money. And the person, oh, $15,000 is a lot of money. And I want to say, well, why do you have a business? If $15,000 is a lot of money, then you need to close your business down. Because you'll never scale to 15,000, you'll never scale to 10,000, because your mind, your mindset, that's wherever you are in your mind, that's where you are in your life. And that's where you are, that's what you created. You're the creator of your reality. The God of the universe has given us choice. He told Adam, whatever you want in you dress it. Come on, y'all. He didn't say, I'm sorry, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. He told them, I'm putting you in the garden, whatever you want. You got 4 streams, 1 river, 4 streams, 1 gold, 1 onyx. Okay? So you do it. Whatever, this is your creation. I've given you the earth. Psalm 115:16. The earth is ours, and he's giving it to us. And it's time for us to stand up and use your own mind. Don't be, again, I'm closing. Don't be manipulated in these religious institutions. Don't do it. You gotta have a spiritual experience yourself. All of this going on, there's a whole lot of stuff going on over there. I'm talking about God's church. I'm not talking about men's church. There's a difference. And remember, don't get it twisted. His church, upon this rock I build what? My church. Okay, so there's a difference. And then even when he was here, you had religious institutions, the Sadducees, the Pharisees, the scribes, had all of that going on. And they were against him because they didn't understand it. They want to stay. One of the signs of a dying church is when people say, we used to do this, we used to do that. That means you're stuck. And that's what they're saying. You better get out of there. When people always talk about what they used to do and used to be, used to do, they're stuck. And in order to be successful, you got to scale the success ladder in your mind, and you can't do that. When the lady said at the store today, money is tight, something went all through me. Because I understand that's what people are. That's typically, these are the kind of things that I'm saying. Why don't just say something? Think about it. If you don't know what to say, don't say nothing at all. Just go into something else. But don't put it out there. Because once you put it out there, once your energy put it out there, the law of attraction, like attract like, those in the religious community understand law of attraction. Every seed reproduces after its own kind. Every mind seed, every emotional seed, every word seed reproduces. That's the way it's set up. That's a law. A spiritual law, cosmic law, the law of oneness. We're all one. We're all connected. And it's because of racism, because people don't understand who we are and who they are. We're not better than anybody. You're not better than nobody. I don't care if there's an alcoholic on the street. You're not better than him. You've just been enlightened. God cares about him just as much as anybody else. That person that's at your family, you got family members, they're fine. That means when they're fine, that means God loves them. They just haven't been awakened. So in my closing, understand sovereignty. First of all, sovereignty is not in the King James. It's 380 times the NIV. Okay. Doesn't mean he controlled everything. Because some of that power he given to us. Okay. So you can't tell somebody that just got their son killed. God's in control. Yeah, that don't set too well. Don't set too well. No, it was the mind behind that. See, we've gone so far out of sync with the spirit until we're all over the place. And when you got all over the place, anything happens. There's no order. One of the laws of the universe is the law of order. And nothing is in order. Now, everything is out of place. Except the universe. Universe, nature's fine. Again, you don't see the sun and moon fighting. You don't see trees fighting. You don't see one grass in my yard fighting against grass in somebody else's yard. Then you wonder what's going on. This is what's going on. Okay? So he's supreme, that he is. He's paramount, that he is. But there's certain authority he's given us. Certain things he can't do without us. He set it up. Again, bind, he'll bind. Loose, he'll loose. That's the law. He's not going outside that. His word is settled. Use your authority. Use your mind. What did he tell them? Israel, the spies could not enter in because of their mindset and because of their confession. See, you confess and you try to think positive and bad things keep happening and you give up. No, you got to keep pounding it. I don't care what's happening around you. You keep grounded. You keep rooted in growing knowledge, even the word, the principles, the spiritual laws, the cosmic laws. You stay grounded in that and watch you begin to see manifestation. Get rid of that religious mindset and realize that you have authority. You're the reality. You're the creator of your reality. You're the creator of your reality. You're the creator of your reality. The same way he said in Joshua, thou shalt make thy way prosperous. You're going to make your way prosperous because there's certain things that's already on the earth. Healing is already here. Wealth is already here. It ain't nothing coming down nowhere. God give me. So he's already given it to you. That's why you're not, I'm trying to give you something to see manifestation. And some of you still want to hold on to that religious crap in your mind. Some people don't want to change. I just started working another wake up about that. You got to change. Your life doesn't change until you change. And you got to be willing to change your mindset. It starts with here. You can do all what they're doing out there, and they're religious, you can do all of that if you want. At the end of the day, if this don't change, ain't nothing going to change in your life. All right, y'all. If you do not get my daily mental wake up, I'm sitting at close to 14,000 all over. And those from my platform that's on, how can I say that? There are times that I have a more of a spiritual program. I don't want to offend anybody because I got people that support me really good. I've got people from India. I've got people that's Muslims. I've got some folks that didn't even believe in as they would say, God. And I come to find the ones that didn't believe in God, it wasn't that they didn't believe. It was like what was portrayed to them. They didn't believe it. But once I was able to deal with them in my wake ups, it changed their mind. They said, I understand he's in me. That's all. I'm the presence of God on planet Earth. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You got to want to change. You can't change till your mind change, and your mind can't change without the right information. You have information. You got to be healed from your childhood, healed from marriages, things that you've done in life that you're not so proud of. Well, everybody got something in happy. I don't mean you beat yourself. You love yourself. You watch yourself talk. Even while I'm talking to you, that inner critic is, I don't believe that. I don't know what he's talking about. That can't happen. You can't get healed. You can't be wealthy. You can't do that. You believe that, you never will. When that inner critic talks, see, many of you are so caught up out here in conditions. We call it the 3D world. You're so caught up out here that you can't listen within. You don't even understand your intuition that would lead you and that would guide, because you've never gone within. You're so busy being religious and you're not seeing manifestations. You're arguing with God, well, God ain't did nothing. It ain't him. You develop you. You draw you. You don't pray for the house. You get the mindset of the house and you draw the house. You don't pray for money. You learn about, when you start learning about money and getting into money and liking money. I heard my wife say something. She gave me a great understanding of for the love of money. What are you doing? And it say the love. For, what are you doing it for? If you're doing it for just to be, I can't example. You're doing it to get back at somebody, or you're doing it to destroy somebody. That's the root of it. It doesn't say the love of money. It says for the. What are you doing it for? Because then he said money answers all things. You got to understand what's going on. A lot of y'all scared of money. You're afraid of money. You're afraid of money. Yeah, you're afraid of money. Because the religious institution, so you don't become too wealthy, you may lose. You can't lose God. You're him, he's you. We're one. I got to go. I don't apologize for nothing I said. You don't like what I said? Well, that's why you can turn and go somewhere else. But I'm going to speak the truth, my truth. Everybody have their truth. And the truth that I speak is getting results. I've got clients. I've got people that I'm coaching that are seeing results. I mean, amazing results. Amazing results. And one young lady, she's got, I think she's doing 3 businesses now. I gave her 7 weeks of coaching, and she took off. Had to get in her mind, get in emotions. And she was messed up religiously. And when she took her businesses off, she called me. She said, Dr. Hughes. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I don't understand something. She said, when I had nothing, the church that I was going to gave me no attention. As soon as I began to progress and begin to get money, now they want me on this thing. They want me on this auxiliary. What should I do? I said, get out of there. That's what I told them. Get out of there. They didn't care nothing about you when you didn't have nothing, and now you coming up. You don't need to be there. You need to be there. They're using you. That's what I told them. They're using you, and they want your money. Look at me. I'm looking right at you. That's what I'm telling you. Don't get manipulated. I'm going back over. Don't be manipulated. I'll tell you what happened today. Last thing that happened. One of my coaches, was my coaching family, called me. Daughter was raped by a preacher last night in the office of the church. Y'all better be careful who you're sitting under, who you're connecting to. I don't care how many people there. I don't care how, whatever. Don't be moved by that. You got to get green. Don't be moved by that. Just because that's where everybody's going doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's right. Look what happened in January 6th. All of those people were there. Doesn't mean it was right. Just because it's people, don't mean it's right. Don't mean it's where it is. He never was in the crowd. He never was in the crowd. Never. It's always the remnant, the remnant, the remnant, the remnant. And that's where it is now. It's a remnant. So what you're seeing out there, that ain't him. That's religion. Him is miracles, signs, wonders, real deliverance. I mean manifestations on the spot. Okay? Because he's a now faith. Everybody won't get healed, but there'll be some healing. Come on. But if you don't open it up, you're not going to see it. Once again, I don't want to say I apologize. I want you to understand me that there are times, this is probably the most spiritual program I've done this year. I had to do it. I felt to do it when one of my clients called me and was disturbed that daughter was raped. I'll keep talking about it because I'm upset. And religious people, well, we all got faults. No. That person needs to be in prison. I won't say what I really think. I'm going to say it. They need to be castrated. And they never do it again. Is that serious? Yes, I said it. Y'all cover for fault. Well, that's not a matter of forgiving. That's a matter of you forgive, but you've been dealt with. It must be dealt with. Okay? Go where you're safe, where your body is safe and your money is safe. If they're not building something, establishing nothing, keep your money. Come on, somebody. All you see is just a church and nothing else. No outreach, nothing else. So where's it going? Where's it going? Don't ask no question, just give. Don't you be crazy like that. You ask. Well, I probably made some folks mad. I will not apologize. I've been in many different settings, religious communities, and everything I say, nothing against no denomination. No, I don't do that. But I want to make you aware of what's going on around you. Okay? So we've dealt with the sovereignty of God. Go back and look at it. Okay? He's supreme. He's paramount. But he's also given us authority, and we have to use it rightfully. We're the missing. He's on his job. But there's certain things he's given us, and there's certain things he cannot do without us. If my people that are called, you see what I'm saying? You see the connection. You see the connection. There's something we got to do, and man is out of sync, and that's why the world is out of sync. So when it comes to the sovereignty of God, it's not in the King James, but the NIV mentioned in 103, and it just mentioned Lord. That's all it mentioned. That's what sovereignty is, just Lord or Lord God. And he is Lord. He's supreme. But remember, you got to get up and you got to do something. You got to make your way prosper. Thou shalt make that way prosper. Meaning it's not going to come overnight. It's not going to drop in your lap. You ain't going to snap your finger. You ain't going to get a prophecy and it happen overnight. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to scale the success ladder step by step, and you learn, you developing you. This is why people become millionaires and sports figures. They're making money and they flop because they never develop. What we have now are people that never develop themselves. You draw you. You develop you. You become a better person. And your life becomes better. You'll think, what are you thinking? I'm working on a wake up. Where's your thoughts taking you? Because it's your thoughts where you follow your mind. You follow your thoughts. Okay. So now you understand a better understanding what they've taught you about the sovereignty of God. Use your authority. Use your authority. All throughout the scripture, he gives us what? A choice. Choose. I'm going back over. Choose. Okay. Adam, he told him, you put in the garden what you want. I'm going to give you everything you need, everything we need. Look at me. Everything we need is already in you and on the earth. That's what I'm in the universe. Everything is already here. God has put everything here. He's in you. Your blueprint, your DNA. Come out of the crowd. As long as you're in the crowd, you'll never fulfill your destiny. I stepped out of the crowd. I don't follow the crowd. Crowd follow me. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Not trying to be religious. I'm me. I'm not trying to be like nobody else. That's a miserable life, trying to be like somebody else. And you never reach your fullest. Be you. Better you. Develop you. It's all about, if you don't have personal development in your life, you're not going far. Again, sports figures, movie stars, and you figure, how can they have all that money and do something crazy? Because they're not developed. You must develop your life. I don't care how old you are. If you're still here, that means you're supposed to be still developing, because that means there's much for you. If you were not supposed to be here, you'll be gone. You'll be dead. Nobody's here just to be here. Everybody on planet Earth is for a purpose. When your time is up, you transition out of this body back into non-physical energy. Okay. So go within. And your job is not to save the whole world and hope everybody and tell and talk to everybody and give them count. Folks don't listen. People that come to me, they pay. And that coaching business. Now, there are some that I've taken in, knowing that later on they would do. And everybody that I've helped or start coaching that couldn't really, they were honest with me. I need it, but I can't pay it all right now. But I said, well, you got to do something each week. You mean I can do the whole thing, but you got to do something. Show some interest. Show me that you want to do better. You want a better mind. Okay? Thank all of you. I'm trying to think anything else. I covered all my notes. I got all my notes in, y'all. Sometimes I got 4 pages of notes. So I didn't talk about that, but that's what you do in, when you got a show. I'll try to cover everything. All right. Any more comments before I go? Anything? All right. It has been wonderful, y'all. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. The information for donating and helping is on the screen. If you do not get my daily mental wake up, you can inbox me and I can put you put you in the shade every morning on the phone. And people, even my neighbors, one of my neighbors told me yesterday, man, you coming? What are you talking about? Keep the wake up coming. All right, I want to love you all. Gina and Hughes here. Say thank you for listening. I'm going to leave this up just in case somebody wants to donate. Gina and Hughes here. Can you see me? Thank you.